on the West Coast, which I'm sure they're thrilled about, playing yesterday, getting on a plane, flying all the way across the country to Oakland, and then it's, oh, yeah, you're playing at 12:30.
Well, it's Oakland time, so it's.
Well, I understand it's Labor Day, 3:30 our time, but still, they didn't get to California until late.
That's true.
And you have to deal with the time change, and now you have to be at the stadium by probably in the neighborhood of 10 o'clock in the morning.
You know, I've never had a problem with the time change.
Well, good for you, bro.
You want to know why? You want to know what the secret is?
I can't wait.
Wear a watch.
You don't wear a watch, so
it's the only time I wear a watch.
You never wear a watch.
Or now I have a phone that has a clock in it.
Yes.
And what you do is you set it to New York time.
Yes, brother.
So what you do is you always are on New York time. So
okay,
you never feel like you're tired.
The Rob Leonard secret of life. So what about when the Yankees tomorrow, let's say, start a game at 10 o'clock New York time?
You say, okay,
they'll be tired.
Well, they might be, but they'll know it's 10 o'clock in the morning New York time.
No, 10 o'clock at night when they play.
10 o'clock at night, whatever.
All right. So anyway, some more stuff about the Yankees, just to kind of go through their week. Manager Aaron Boone was actually suspended for yesterday's game. Bench coach Josh Bard was the manager yesterday. After Aaron Boone was ejected from Friday's game for not only arguing balls and strikes, but got into an animated argument with home plate umpire Nick Lentz. Apparently, Boone was suspended because the bill of his cap touched Lentz, the bill of Lentz's cap. When they were going at it, Boone was right in his face, like right here.
Like Earl Weaver type stuff?
Yeah, but Earl Weaver used to turn his cap around. That's why he would do it, so the bill wouldn't hit the umpire and he wouldn't get suspended. So Boone not only got in Lentz's face and was screaming at him, deservedly so, I might add, but then he pulled off maybe the major league umpire move of the season. He actually squatted behind home plate like he was a catcher, put his glove up, chest high, and he looked over his shoulder at the umpire, and he said, "This is a strike." Then he moved his glove or his hand about a foot to the right and a foot down, stuck it there for a half a second, and he turned over behind his shoulder and said, "This is a ball." Needless to say, Yankee Stadium erupted.
Now,
because they loved it.
Do you think Aaron Boone had I thought some bad press last week because, it's that whole same, well, we're trying,
he's not a quote machine.
He's not a quote machine, as you would say. Do you think that this is his way of, getting a better press to get the fans behind him? Because that's what I thought.
It's more about trying to fire up the team.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Red Auerbach used to do that with the Celtics. He'd purposely get in an argument and the team would win. If they were losing. And
that's something that a lot of managers do to fire up their team. I think it was more about his own players because at the time that he did that, the Yankees were losing 3-0. They wound up coming back to win that game 7-5.
Right.
And several players said after the game that the reason, one of the reasons that gave him a kick in the butt was because Aaron Boone came out there and did what he did. So there was definitely some sort of effect from from that argument. And I know the fans have wanted to see Boone be more animated and not be so accepting of things, although it's more difficult in today's major leagues because everything gets reviewed now, so you can't argue with a review. If something gets reviewed and the call still doesn't go your way, well, you know what? They just looked at it 6 times. So you can't argue with something that has been looked at 6 times. It's taken a lot of that element out of the game. And really, balls and strikes are pretty much the only things that really get argued these days. But that was one of the better managerial outbursts that I've seen in a while, especially at the major league level. At minor league level, you see it a lot because minor league managers, some of them are crazy, and
yes, they are.
They'll go nuts. And there's I don't know how much. I don't know if there's any review in the minor leagues. If I had to guess, I'd say there isn't. But it was good. It was good for the fans. Want to see it. I know the media enjoyed it. The clip was played all over Twitter. People posted it everywhere. So good for Boone. I mean, the Yankees lost yesterday, so I don't know that Boone's ejection or suspension had anything to do with that, but more so than Lance Lynn's terrible performance. Also with the Yankees, they acquired outfielder Andrew McCutchen from the Giants for a pair of minor leaguers. One of them, I don't even remember his name, was the 23rd ranked minor leaguer in the Yankee system, and the other one is to be named later. So I'm a little worried about that because I'm curious to see what the Giants accepted for Andrew McCutchen. He was having an okay year for them, but I think they wanted to get out from his contract. He has one more year left, I believe, at about $14 million. So the Giants were certainly willing to let him go for not much, but I'm curious to see who the second player is going to be. And that was a move the Yankees needed to make because they still don't know when Aaron Judge is coming back from his broken wrist. And Shane Robinson was forced to play way more in the outfield than the Yankees had intended when they acquired him, and he was batting about 130. So you can't have a dead spot in a lineup like that. So Andrew McCutchen, good outfielder. He'll be a much better hitter than Shane Robinson was, even though he doesn't have a hit in 2 games yet. The Yankees also acquired Adeiny Hechavarria, who is an outstanding glove at shortstop. But Didi Gregorius is about to come back off a disabled list, so he'll wind up back at short. So Hechavarria will wind up as a very good glove off the bench, which I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees wind up sticking him at third base late in games for Miguel Andujar. Because a lot of people still don't like Andujar's glove, which I can't really disagree with that. If you could put Hechavarria at third base and have him there and have Didi at short, you're really improving the left side defense late in games, which is not a bad option to have. But this guy, he makes a living with his glove. He's not going to make a living with his bat, but his glove is as good as pretty much anybody in baseball. So we'll see. And Saturday, Masahiro Tanaka got his first win since July. As I said before, Gleyber Torres hit a 2-run home run. The Yankees beat the Tigers 2-1 in that game. We'll see with Tanaka. Tanaka's going to be a very important piece for the Yankees. He needs to be that guy. You can pretty much trust Severino that you're going to get a solid outing from him, even though his results in the second half haven't been as good as the first half. But Tanaka is the guy who really needs, as my brother loves to say, step it up for the last month and for the postseason.
It's a great phrase.
You pretty much know what you're getting from CeCe. You know you're going to get a professional performance, and he's not going to go 2 innings or 3 innings and get rocked around the ballpark. But the Yankees need Tanaka because
Right.
J Happ has been very good since he came over. He had one bad start last week, but he's had 5 very good starts since he came over. So you pretty much know what you're going to get from him. But like I said, Tanaka's got to be the guy who, when the Yankees acquired him, they thought they were acquiring an ace, and he needs to at least be that that level or a number 2 starter level. Right, he's been pitching like a number 4 or 5 starter for far too long. So if he can get it back like he did last year in September in the postseason,
Right.
the Yankees will be much better off.
Well, I just want to mention the Mets are only 15 games out of first place.
Yeah.
So just wanted to throw
and
that
30
out
games
there.
left. Come on, Mets.
Come on, they can do it. You never know. The pitching still shows up for the Mets.
Great
though.
pitching.
This
pitching.
This is a strange year for them because they had the great open, then they fell apart like literally like someone hit a glass bottle with a hammer.
Like a piñata.
No, like a hammer hitting a glass bottle.
Oh, well, whatever.
Piñata you have to hit a couple of times.
That's what happened. And then everything fell out of it.
Yeah, you have a potential Cy Young winner. You have
Jacob
deGrom. You have Zach Wheeler. Well,
He's been phenomenal.
he's been really good.
He's been phenomenal since the All-Star break. But here's the thing. Zach Wheeler on, what was it, Friday, I think it was? I think it was Friday. Throws a gem. 7 innings, 1 run, and what happens? He takes the loss.
Right.
Mets, and not only 7 innings, 1 run. What was the score? 7-0.
Right.
How does that happen?
How bad is this bullpen?
Your starter gives up 1 run in 7 innings, and you lose 7-0. Your starter gives up 1 run in 7 innings and takes the loss. It's embarrassing.
What's wrong with the Mets? They need really, really good relief. I would fire every relief pitcher they got in the offseason.
Well, most of the relievers who are pitching for him now are not going to have jobs next year.
No,
These are guys I never heard of.
No, but that's just
So we'll see what happens. But yes, the Mets bullpen certainly does need a retooling. But Wheeler took the loss. His ERA in the second half is I think it was 1.04. That's how ridiculously good he's been. He's been just a lock for. He's going to come in. He's going to give you an outstanding performance. It's like DeGrom, but they're not scoring for him either.
Nope.
So he's been getting wins, but it's been 2-1, 3-2.
Yeah, he's got to get the run in. That's
and he's been like DeGrom too, where if he doesn't drive the run in himself, he's not getting any runs.
Yeah.
Syndergaard, or actually no, Steven Matz on Saturday struck out a career high 11, doesn't get a win.
Right.
Another one. The Mets beat the Giants 2-1, but it was in 11 innings. Amazingly, the bullpen held on.
Right.
Syndergaard on Sunday pitched his first career complete game. My brother will love this. Syndergaard threw 114 pitches. So Mickey Callaway decided, hey, I'm not going to bother trusting my bullpen because I know what's going to happen if I put any of them in.
I wouldn't trust him for the rest of the season. I'd let my pitchers pitch.
Yeah, but you can't just let starters keep throwing 115 pitches because, first of all, they're not going to be able to do it.
115 compared to 100.
This is what I'm telling you, all right? Please try to understand. I have to explain this all the time. If a pitcher, let's say a pitcher goes
We're
two
running
starts.
out of time.
All right, but let's say a pitcher throws 2 starts in a row, 115 pitches.
Yeah.
Chances are his third start, he's not going to be able to do that because he's still going to be.
Well, if they're throwing 100, if
100's
the cutoff point, what's an extra 15 pitches?
15's at least another inning.
Maybe.
So you're asking them to give you that much more work, and it's more stressful innings because your arm is tired at that point.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
They go 5-man rotation now for. Anyway, just a reminder.
They have a 5-man rotation.
Just a reminder, brother. Beatles Songs every Friday, 8 p.m., hosted by NCC alumnus Rob Leonard. That's me. Beatles Songs takes an all-encompassing look at the Beatles, featuring their music together and apart, as well as cover songs the Beatles covered, and songs the Beatles either guested on or produced. That's Beatles Songs every Friday at 8 p.m. Don't forget, Big Ed Newlands is back.
Big Ed, are you going to read your own promo during your show?
No.
Big Ed is back. He's tan.
Unbelievable.
He's
Sunburn.
tan.
Big Ed.
And well rested, as they said. By the way, just quickly, brother, Sloane Stevens is playing well in the U.S. Open. We hope she makes the finals or comes around to it. Serena Williams is beating the crap out of everyone.
She had 3 sets yesterday.
Yeah, still, that's a good thing. And
how about a congratulations to Clint Dempsey, brother? The co-leading scorer all time for the U.S. men's national team with 57 goals, announced his retirement last week from soccer.
Okay.
So he is done. Former Tottenham man, former Fulham man, and now former Seattle Sounders man.
Okay.
So congratulations to Clint on a great career.
And I have to say, just quickly, this is what I hate about MLS soccer.
Here we go.
The New York Red Bulls don't have a game for 2 weeks.
Well, we're on the international break. That's why.
But NYCFC is playing.
Well, they don't have anybody playing for the men's national team. The Red Bulls have 3 players who were selected for the national team. They're playing Brazil on Friday at MetLife Stadium. That's a good ticket.
Okay.
Because Neymar should play.
Okay.
And then they will play Mexico on Monday, I believe, or Tuesday at Nashville.
Still,
two matches in the next week for the U.S. national team.
Anyway, we gotta get out of here. Thank you, brother. As always, we talk sports every Monday.
Glad to labor on Labor Day.
Tim Leonard, award-winning sports writer. Tim, by the way, you're at Twitter
at Real Tim Leonard.
I'm Rob Leonard. Sports Talk is actually from the Press Box, is part of the Sports Talk family. And coming up next, Big Ed. So keep it tuned here to WHPC. Thanks for listening. And the podcast is on Spreaker or iTunes, whatever. Bye-bye.
The views expressed on air are not necessarily those of WHPC, its management, or Nassau Community College. Responsible opposing viewpoints will be considered by emailing them to whpc@ncc.edu or by mail at WHPC 1 Education Drive, Garden City, New York 11530. Thanks for listening to the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.